have a...
now. I'm so lost. Where are the snails?
Now, this is an example. Okay, so what happens is that I want to move this into a appreciated position. So, am I talking to the host or I'm talking to just anybody? I just need to clarify that.
Holy fuck. So you...
Well, I kind of was not to be in a disrespectful feeling.
Yeah,
I just
we're
knew
kind
that
of getting a disrespectful feeling, so we're just going to move on to someone who's not in a disrespectful feeling. Sorry about that, Hazel.
Oh, he's fine. You're fine. I thought I just understood what he was saying, I think, and I don't think he understood what he was saying. So I was trying to help him.
Does that mean you wanted to understand what he was saying?
No. Well,
Could
I
you
mean, I
have
want to
projected-
understand.
Well, yeah, I mean, but could you have wanted it to mean what you already thought?
No.
Never be the case.
No, but I understood that he was trying to look at people. I didn't understand between perspective and energy. That's why I was questioning it, because I'm like, I don't know what you mean by different perspectives equates to, but
Offending anything because we're not arguing, FYI.
Oh, yeah, I see that in the chat right away.
Mm-hmm. FYI.
Oh, yeah, I see that in the chat right away.
So don't come up here and argue with us. Thanks.
Yo, Hazelnut, why are you so fat, bro? Nigger.
Oh, Sentinel.
just
I feel like that means you're not going to come back and hang out on the panel anymore, but I hope that you do,
Oh my
because the
God.
guests are being absolutely unruly right now.
Let me tell you, this is actually motivating me to come back more.
Good.
I kind of love when people hate me.
Oh, wow, we're definitely talking to Hazel.
That one was for you, Hazel.
Yeah, that was for you, because
Kung Pao was so nice when he was up here. Use Kung Pao for actually being able to question your beliefs.
well, they're like, there's been, Kung Pao is one of them, there's been a handful of, like, reoccurring guests, like, very, very reoccurring guests.
And they're believers, too. They have a belief of some kind. They're not atheists, just putting on some play for us, which we've had before. But genuinely believing, questioning, and coming up with new answers and new thoughts, new things to question.
And I think they've all been here tonight.
They have. We have had a gallery of the last week of questioning believers, and it's been lovely, really.
Genuinely, it has been, because you know what? I ask people to come back when I can tell they're genuinely questioning all the time. I'm like, please come back and tell us. And they almost never do. But there's been a lot of that this week, and I appreciate that so much, and I love it.
Hello, Miguel. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
Hazel, why are you so fat? Nigger.
Wow, Miguel, way to bring back more multiple accounts so we can block them all. Thank you for giving us all the accounts to work on. It's really, really that easy.
I'm getting flashbacks.
It's really strange, isn't it? It's desperation.
Keep tapping that screen. Only 8,000 more to get to the 50.
Huggy says that she is going to reach through her phone. And Thrayle, I guarantee you this is another one.
1 follower, 5 following. Yeah, well, Dimitri isn't. We know Dimitri isn't
No.
an individual.
Hello.
He's in a
Hello.
noisy spot, though. Hey, Dimitri, can you remind me your age for TikTok TOS?
Uh,
Do you have a belief in a God or God's higher power or anything like that?
well, I'm more like a Buddhist, so I don't believe in God, but I do believe in karma. Well, some people, some people use reincarnation, others rebirth. I don't know. I just believe it's not with your actions, like karma, it says to be actions, but with a specific intention, specific karma.
I'm not following. What is it you said that continues? What continues?
It's very subtle. It's like, okay, we don't have a soul, right? The Buddhists say that is so what it continues is one of those aggregates that is very subtle. It's imprints, karmic.
I'm sorry, you said consciousness isn't one thing, it's an aggregate. What if what continues is one of those? But I'm hearing you say what if. I'm asking you, what is it that continues? Are you saying it's of that aggregate? And then the question then is, how do you know any piece of the aggregate? I'm still confused as to what this aggregate is aggregating.
Yeah, sure. We use 12 links, okay, to explain this. So yes, it's aggregates. So it's never one. So it's always dependent in many. Okay, that is true. Okay, so what it continues. Okay, so when I die. My body doesn't continue, right? My physical body, my thoughts doesn't continue. So what it continues is like a energetic karmic body, it's like a bank. You have a debt to pay or something like that. And so what it continues from this body to the next is that subtle karmic imprints.
So you're saying that karma is like a bank. It's the debt and the balance of your deeds. And there's the debt or the balance, not the consciousness, not the actual awareness, not the identity, but the debt and balance.
Like following this analogy, right? Like what it continue is the digits, right?
Just the digits.
Yeah, not the person that is advocating the digits.
Why do you think that the digits continue? Is it just because of the dogma that you have been taught or researched, or is it a continuation of this balance?
No, it's you see it. You see it in your meditation practice.
You see it in meditation practice.
Yeah, yeah. You see.
How in meditation practice are you able to see karmic balance being transferred from one lifetime to another? Is that not just you imagining things in your
No.
meditation?
Okay. Yeah. Good point. No, it's not that I can see my lives. Right. It's not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying. Okay. So. Okay. When I meditate, right, I see that I have a specific thought at one particular moment. Right. So that is specific thought, it has a form, right? So that form is going to change. You can say it's going to disintegrate. So my next conscious moment comes from the previous one, right? So I cannot jump like a quantum loop to a different, you know?
Your next conscious moment comes from the previous conscious moment. That moment is going to follow from one lifetime to another.
Because you make that observation moment to moment. So the moment of death is only the next moment.
Right, the moment of death is the next moment, but how do you ensure that it is not the final moment?
Yeah, good question. Well,
And did I think 96 for that previous goal? Because thank you, 96.
well, yeah, I cannot know within my body, like if I'm going to have a next body, and I cannot tell if I have had. Well, at least I cannot remember that I have previous life. There are people that do, and it's not only imagination things. They relate historical facts that they cannot otherwise know, you know. So there are things that show that there is a possibility.
Because people have said that.
No, because it's not only the verbal thing. Is there some kids are born with birthmarks. These birthmarks are related to the previous way that they die, and they start to relate how it happened, and people start to look for this crime in the newspapers, and they find it, and everything correlates. So there are ways to make it more scientific,
I'm still not following.
Oh, sorry.
Someone has as a birthmark, someone else does crimes. How does any of that tell you that this is karma?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm telling you, like, there are people. It's not my case, right? There are people that born and they have memories, right? And so they have like a birthmark in their arm, right, or in their chest. Let's say in their chest, and it correlates with something that they say they have a memory, like, oh, I receive a shot in my chest. So they start looking in the historic records for this specific death with this characteristic of a shot to the chest, and they found it with all the descriptions. And how is that possible? So
You're saying, as a hypothetical example, someone finding a birthmark on their chest, deciding that they have a recollection of being shot or something like that, and then looking through records to match that story until they find something similar enough to call their past life. How does that verify that things are actually transferring and people aren't just being imaginative and then using confirmation bias?
No, because they are not grown-ups doing this. You know, they are kids, 5 years old.
How does that verify that it's actually them remembering something and not being primed?
No,
Have you verified that they haven't been primed?
what is that? Sorry, what word?
That they haven't been given the information ahead of time to
Ah,
say,
by the parents, you say.
or anyone.
Yeah, true.
Could they also not have just, even without being told what to say, been exposed to some information that makes them think a certain way or jump to a certain conclusion? Could they not watch a show on TV that makes them think that they could have had a past life?
Yeah,
Are there
yeah.
not advertisements that make people think that they've had past lives, psychic hotlines and the like?
No, yeah, absolutely. If you want to
So,
go to the like very scientific, you cannot prove using these things, right? But it's an
so then,
interesting aspect. Yes, maybe it's a scam for some people, but I'm sure there are ones that are genuine. But yeah, it's
so if someone could be primed and then jump to these conclusions, regardless of the truth of the experience, them just saying that they have a past life, or them just tying a scar to an old war story.
okay. So, okay, let me just come back. Okay, so we were talking about the reincarnation or rebirth, right? So,
And you were saying this was evidence that someone,
yeah.
yeah, but you used a hypothetical example, right? Someone maybe having a birthmark and looking into it and finding some death that correlates. How is that evidence if it's a hypothetical that could easily be dismissed as someone being primed?
Yeah, prove it, but it's like, and it's not only one factor, right? It's not that only, oh, the child has a memory and a birthmark. It's that it has the correlation of many things. It has the memory, not only one factor, right? It's not that only, oh, the child has a memory and a birthmark. It's that it has the correlation of many things. It has the memory, the birthmark, the actual history. put in the next moment. It's not the same, but it's the procedure. It's like okay, so physicalists claim that gravity is in this moment and the next moment, right? So it's I am claiming that this imagination, so it's going to happen. So moment to moment, the aggregates of consciousness, that is the thing that continues life to life, forms. So consciousness forms when the 12 consciousness forms when the 12 links are body, right?
Is any of this a belief that you? I didn't think so.
No.
I've got to ask, why did you request up?
Well, that is not the belief that I wanted to question. Well,
I see.
Yeah. Well, what I like to question, well, I enjoy the questions, right? It's
So
like
you can only question. I know you did. You enjoy talking about it. You enjoy understanding it, but questioning it. And I'm curious why.
because I'm trying to explain my belief. So
Do you think that? Do you think that?
I believe.
Think that explanation to believe.
I believe this, or I have a.
Do you find in the explanation that you are believing it better, or that you are questioning it?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Are you believing it more firmly, or are you questioning it as you explain?
Like solid, but it's
interesting.
I'm not trying to preach, I'm
question a different belief. You weren't here to question reincarnation. What is it you wanted to question?
Yeah, like I don't know if you remember, but I told you some time ago that I to see life more like reality, and I was seeing it more like, oh, my mind is creating everything, right? So I have experienced like instant karma and things like that, and everything seems like very virtual, So I want to question that because it's getting more and more virtual, and it's like, how is that possible? How is life so dependent on my mind that I do believe in synchronicities, that I have a realization and something happens that confirms.
So, to clarify, you're believing that things are becoming more virtual or appear more virtual than real. Things happen in and you think you're witnessing just you.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Okay, and you don't think that you could be seeking that kind of confirmation bias?
I don't know. These things happen that I cannot explain, like, why is that person coming to my house? I don't know this person.
Is every moment met with instant karma? Or is it just certain times when you seem to be paying attention?
Like, okay, the example is I scream to someone, right? This person didn't react, but then a person that I don't know show up to my house and scream at me, but I don't know this person. I don't have any relationship to this person, and there is no reason why this person will be in my house at that time, and is what?
That
And
actually doesn't follow. So you're saying that you screamed at somebody and they didn't react. Then later somebody shows up at your house and screams at you. I'm assuming
without
you,
reason.
right, you likely reacted to the person screaming, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's not that simple, you know. It's like I do something that I never do,
What I'm
that I
saying though, Dimitri,
scream
is
to someone.
you say you never do. You screamed to
Yeah.
someone. Was
Yes.
it someone that you had a reason to scream at?
Yes, I do had a reason
So
to
you had a
scream.
reason to scream at somebody that you knew, and then later somebody, 4 hours later, somebody you didn't know showed up at your house and screamed at you. And you say that there's some sort of karmic connection between those two events, but I'm not hearing the balance. Where's the balance between the two events? If somebody and you didn't know them, how is that balanced with you screaming at somebody with a reason?
Yeah, I cannot point the direct causality, right? But
Is it possible that you're just seeing similar events and correlating them? If you are just seeing similar events and drawing your own correlations, does that necessarily mean that it's karma? Or could it just be you deciding that it's karma?
yeah, yeah, I know it could be my own bias.
You're doing great, Dimitri. Really quick, I gotta talk past you.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, everybody, for hitting 150,000 likes. I appreciate you all tapping the screen. It really does help get us out on the FYPs and maybe get some more people in here capable or curious. Dimitri's doing a great job. So, Dimitri, you recognize that it could be your own bias. Why then would you jump to the conclusion that you're seeing things become virtual when you could very likely just be seeking patterns and confirming your bias?
Well, I wanted to think about this because is the thing is that this belief is stressing me, right? It's not nice to think that whatever you do is going to come back. Well, that is karma, right? But it's stressing me right now. It's like shit. I cannot say shit because someone is going to say shit, or like I cannot do anything because it's going to come back, and it's stressing me, and it's like why is happening more. I wanted to question it because yes, am I just stressed and that's why I'm seeing these connections, or am I stressed because of these connections? It's the second one. I really don't know. See that I scream and someone without reason. Don't know. I really and someone without.
It sounds like you're drawing correlations. It sounds like you're deciding things. It's not just you drawing out these patterns and then stressing yourself out, assuming that it's karma when it's just things that happening.
Yeah, I should just. Yeah, I cannot like. I cannot see the correlation. So why should I make
Why do you
the
assume the
yeah
correlation? But yeah,
yeah?
Kat has a question.
Dimitri, is there anything else going on in your life that might be stressing you out right now? You don't have to tell me what, just like yes or no if there is.
Yeah, yeah. There is some external things. Yeah.
So is it possible that as a result of the heightened stress in other areas of your life, you are experiencing heightened stress in this as well?
Like I'm hyper vigilant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're like already feeling like extra stressed out about something, and then um it becomes very easy to like let things that wouldn't have stressed you out like get to you because you're already stressed out about this whatever other things, you know?
Yeah. Good question. Yeah. No. Yeah. Good point. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. That is. Yeah. Definitely. Um. Yeah.
And then it like kind of, right? Um, and so maybe a a a good idea would be to try to let the stress about something that is unnecessary, like karma, like try to let that fall away, and maybe the stress in both areas of your life will be reduced.
Yeah. I
Because
can. Yeah.
the thing about karma is, even if it is happening, you have no control over it, right? So,
Well.
why let that extra stress pile on?
Well. I can only control the
But
karma
you
that I.
do. That you are, like you're a really like nice, kind person, right? So, as long as you behave in a way that is in alignment with your character, then you should be fine, and no reason to stress extra over it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just been lately. This. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe it's just these days. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can control. I can remain present, and yeah, this even though I see these things to an extent, I cannot see it. You know, I cannot. So why should I make imagine? Yeah, why should I imagine? Oh, this is caused by this because I did this, right? Why
Right.
should I?
You're just causing extra stress for yourself that you don't need, right?
Yeah, true, true.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah, good point. Yeah,
We all do it. I do it too. But sometimes you just need somebody to be like, hey, you're stressing yourself out for no reason.
yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Sometimes just or write it down, right, or something.
That's a really good, that's something I really like to do too. Yeah. Write it down.
Oh, yeah,
Dimitri, I appreciate you coming up here and going through the questions.
no, yeah. Thank you, both of you. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. And I hope you keep asking questions, and if you come up with more, don't be surprised if I start asking you about reincarnation again before we get to whatever it is you're really wanting to question. Because I'm going to question that. But I appreciate you, Dimitri, and I hope that you keep asking questions.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah,
Take care. W's for Dimitri in chat.
Oh, I liked that last moment right there where he was like, yeah, you know what? That might be it.
He's been back several times, and he does very well at questioning the things he wants to question. I'm
Right.
always going to want to dig in on his views on karma and reincarnation, but he does very well at questioning the rest of it.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, Morgan. How
Are you
doing?
alive, Morgan?
You've got more fry than
Yeah, I'm fine. I went to a professional bull riding event last night. It was the championship.
I see. Did you ride a
Alrighty
bull?
then.
I did not. I just watched.
And cheered. I'm gonna guess you cheered loudly.
Very much so.
Poor Morgan.
I had a great time.
That's
good.
good. I'm glad.
We do have Priscilla joining us. Priscilla, can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
51.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that?
Well, sometimes I question, but I always thought myself as a Gnostic, but recently friends kept saying I was more humanist. I used to attend a Christian church, but I stopped because I felt too much judgment.
So, do you believe that there is a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that, Priscilla?
I'm not sure.
That's fair. You're not sure if there is a god, or you're...
That I'm not sure either. That I'm not sure. I wanted to just thought I might.
I appreciate it, Priscilla.
Just thought.
Agnostic state, potentially deconstructing from a previous belief. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I grew up in Christian churches. I saw myself as Christian most of my life. I left more because of the judgments that I received from, even though most Christians say they I left more because of the judgments that I received. Christians say they don't judge to whether they realize it or not.
Did you leave your faith because of the treatment you received from others, or because you stopped believing in the God?
More from treatment from others, I think. There was a God, why is there so much cruelty on the earth? Why is there so much that goes on? And why is there so many religions? And why is everyone just saying they're right?
So the cruelty of others has you questioning whether or not there even is a God.
Correct.
You,
Go ahead, Kat.
if you could find a place or church or some type of place like that where, like a
Hold on,
church
I'm
with
turning
a,
up my phone.
oh, sorry. If you could, place like that, sorry. That's, if you could find like a church, that had a belief that was part of the belief in God you have, that you did not feel this, like that you were accepted at, and there wasn't this like judgment from others, would you go? Like, would you go?
Possibly.
Why would you choose not to?
I probably would.
Would you continue to question God if you found that and started going?
Yes, but it's like
Hmm.
that. What was the name of it? It's a non-denominational church called, the initials is UPC, but there's like 3 of them with those initials, and one of them is Pentecostal, one, and 2 of them are independent, and one of the ones I went to, they believe that no matter what faith you are, whether it's Christian, witchcraft, or whatever, you're welcome there. Wicca, it's called. Just no matter what faith you are, you're welcome there. That all paths lead to
Are you talking
eternal.
about a UUC, a or Unitarian Universalist church?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And how was that? Did you keep going to that?
I felt being trans, you get judgment throughout your life, no matter where you go.
Right. Do you think that do you have a desire, a community like this, right? Like this is a community you would like to have, not necessarily like the one that you had before, but just like a church community.
Yeah, well, it provides a sense of belonging to, and it does provide a spiritual connection, even if it's not, no matter what your beliefs are.
So, if that's the case, then does the God have to exist for it to be meaningful?
No.
Why not?
According to them, it doesn't, because it's, no matter what you believe, all paths lead to the same place.
What about for you? Do you think that the God doesn't have to exist to be meaningful?
I think it kind of does, actually.
Yeah. I should have known. Oh, it's been too long. I should have known just tabbing out of the app for a split second would close all of it and just boot everybody into the ether. But Priscilla, you are welcome to
Answered us.
Yeah, I know. Just booted everybody. I tapped out of the app for just a split second because I wanted to um, very slyly and subtly grab one of the other backgrounds because it was relevant.
So, okay. So why do you think that God has to exist for it to be meaningful? Welcome back.
I could be wrong, but it just seems like there have to be some kind of creator.
I'm not going to tell you you're wrong about any of it. But does it, when I say, what does meaningful mean to you? Like, what does that mean? Um, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong about any of it. But does it?
I feel like a connection and hope, hopeless and health disorder. And I'm not talking about the trans, it's an actual mental health disorder.
No, I know.
This is not a mental
I got
health
you.
disorder.
Yeah, I got you. So it, if there was another way to find the meaning and the hope that you get from this God, do you think you'd be open to deriving the meaning that way?
Explain that.
Like, if you could find another thing that gave you the type of meaning that this gives you, would you be open to finding the meaning that in a different way than through God?
Yes.
Is this something that you are actively looking for that will give you, something to give you this kind of meaning?
I'm looking for something.
Is there anywhere else you have ever found this or something similar?
As for belonging to a group or a family type setting, when I dance as far as a club like square dance and ballroom dance, they're nonprofit clubs. It's kind of more like a family setting.
Do you still do that?
I try. With work, it's hard.
I understand that.
Right now, Amazon has us working 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, it's that time of year, huh?
What?
I said it's that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime in that community, do you feel the judgment that you felt from the church community?
Tennessee. I'm.
That's a fair statement.
But and that was like only a certain part of Tennessee. But when I was around Nashville, it was different. But the I'm in California, so
What is the biggest question you have about God?
What if I'm wrong?
What you think? Like, do you have a fully formed thought, like a thought that you're committed to be wrong about, or do you just not know?
I just don't know. But then
Are you
again,
worried that you're wrong, that you don't know, that you do know, and you're somehow fooling yourself?
That's a good question.
I don't see how anybody could know for sure.
That's very wise. Can you be wrong about not knowing something? Like, is I don't know ever wrong if you truly don't know?
Well, I always had a pastor friend, and I kind of agree with them. If you truly don't know and you are wrong, as far as the Christian sin and Assembly God beliefs, then according to them,
Well, so so do you truly not know?
I think I truly do not know.
Then what do
Then
you
what?
have to worry about?
Took the words right out of my mouth.
I guess I don't have anything to worry about. I think I listen to certain people too much.
Hmm. I wonder if the only one you should be listening to is you. Priscilla, does it matter to you? Well, let me ask it the other way. Would you rather believe in an uncomfortable truth or a comfortable lie?
Comfortable truth, I think.
You mean uncomfortable truth?
Oh,
Yeah. So that's the caveat. So
I would
either
rather
uncomfortable
believe
truth.
a comfortable lie. I think I'd rather be comfortable.
I see.
What is comfortable for you?
And peace within you, so that way um for example, I think best way to explain it is that I have a lot of anxiety, and when I'm comfortable, that anxiety's gone, which is more like a peace, I guess I could call it. Comfortable, that anxiety.
So, to believe in the God or to not believe in the God?
it seems like it was always more comfortable to believe in a God when I did than now.
Why?
Because I believe it's because it was like I always had something to look towards and towards and hope. Mainly hope. And as long as there's hope, it brings more comfort, I think.
Hey, Priscilla. I
And
have
then
hope.
the
I
last
do.
time I attended a church was when I was at Assembly God Church, and the pastor's wife, what they called tongues at Assembly God Church, and she kept saying I was doing it, and I wasn't doing anything. And that's the last time I went.
You should never have to be in a place where they make you feel uncomfortable or have to do anything that makes you uncomfortable for your beliefs. And I don't know if this counts for anything because I'm not God, right? But I have hope for you. And if you ever need some hope, you can always shoot me a message. And I'll give you some hopefulness.
Thank you.
And I'll give you some hopefulness.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna
Priscilla,
follow all
I
you guys.
appreciate the questions, honestly and openly. I really do, and I hope you bring them back to us so that we can question them. My finger slipped. I swear. I get ready.
You're
Maybe
such
have a
a
shot for Priscilla.
Can we get W's in the chat for Priscilla? I do get ready to. But Priscilla, I do
Priscilla,
appreciate you so much.
and I mean it, and available anytime just anytime.
Mine as well.
Hello, reasonable doubt. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
Yes, I'm 35.
Or anything like that?
Nothing like that, no.
Nothing like that. Why not?
I just don't find the reasons to believe in them to be convincing, I think, is the best way I can put it. I've done a fair amount of reading and studying into it. Real quick before Priscilla goes, Priscilla, yeah, I wanted to echo that I added you too, by the way. You have friends here, and if you ever need anything, you just reach out to any of us. So I hope you're still listening. Okay, sorry, Thrayle. yeah, I've looked into a lot of the reasons that I could find, and just about everyone that I found, once we kind of peel back the layers, it didn't seem like it really held up to scrutiny, I think.
Can you think of what might convince you that a god does exist? Or something like it?
Well, I've tried, to be honest. I really have, and I think I've gone through a few layers where at one point I might have thought, let's say, okay, for a specific example, at one point I think I would have said, if the something insane that cannot possibly be explained, the something like that, right? I would have said that probably would convince me, and that still might, but I've run into another problem, which is that I don't think this is my position. I consider myself an agnostic atheist, and so I don't think that the actual word we're talking about when we say God, I don't think that has any coherent meaning. So I don't know what the thing we're even talking about is, if that makes sense. So for me, it's like I would need a workable definition of the thing in discussion, and then I would need compelling reasons. And I recognize, like, I don't exactly know right now what would convince me.
You have problem. Well, you know how to define what a god is. So, if you were to define a god into existence, one that you would want to revere or respect, how would you define that?
Well, that's that's kind of the rub, isn't it? Hmm. Yeah, because it seems like most of the ways that the believer, their particular gods, usually they either don't quite match up to the Abrahamic, like, for example, or the sort of theistic definitions. The deistic or pantheistic ones seem to be removed enough to where we can know whether they exist or not. It's almost synonymous with nature. So I need to think about that. Um, I need to think about that. Need to think about that. Hear your question. Can you ask that? Or
Yes,
did I?
if you were to define a god into existence that you would want to respect or revere, how would you define it?
To be honest, because I don't feel that I personally need a god. I have no problem with anybody who does feel like they need one to find meaning or whatever. I would never fault anyone for that, but I personally don't need a god, and I don't see at least any of the ones that I've heard of. I don't feel like I need to revere them. I don't have any desire to actually revere them or believe. It's more like, for me, it's like, if it is true, if a God does exist, I would want to know that. I'd want to know it because I want to know. But if the thing if we can't prove that it's true, or if there are no good reasons to think it's true, then I just withhold. These are great questions. These really are.
Hmm. I'm hearing. Well, go ahead, Kat.
Oh no, I saw Hazel.
Ask, do you value truth or doubt more?
Definitely truth. I would want to believe true things.
Can you know truth without doubt?
Sorry, I'm sorry, Kat. Can you say that again? I didn't quite
Oh,
hear.
yeah. Can you know truth without doubt?
Do you mean can I have absolute certainty in anything? Is that what you mean?
No, that is what it sounded like I meant, but that is not what I meant. Um,
So you
I
meant
meant,
can
can
I get to truth without using doubt, basically?
yes, yes, that is what I meant.
Hmm. One way of, or it's at least when we look at the way human progress has gone, it seems to me like it's one. I know I'm massively summing this whole story up into just a few sentences. It's much more, intricate than this, but it seems overall to be a big long story of us thinking we know what was happening, then we begin to quote happening. So I think you can't. I think you do need to throw some doubt in because yeah, there could always be something that we think that we're believing that is true. From the human perspective, it does appear like the world is, say, flat, extending out in all directions. Doubt what we thought was true, that would lead us to find the real truth. Is that kind of what you were asking?
That is what I was asking. So if that is the case, then what is more valuable, truth or doubt?
Other in conflict.
I don't know. Ask Hazel.
Say what?
Sorry, please bear with me.
No, you're okay. You're totally okay.
Would you not consider them to be directly in conflict with each other?
I don't think so. I think it's two separate items. Maybe knowledge and doubt. Like if I say I know something for sure.
How is knowledge and truth different?
Well, not.
You're good.
I I do not like film bros, but I'm fine with the definition in philosophy of justified true belief, like for the subset, like a very strongly held belief that we have reasons for. But truth itself is external from that. So, for example, it is, let's say that there's a wall down. That is a true fact. But if we have never looked beyond the wall, then we wouldn't say we know that. We wouldn't say we believe that. So there can be knowledge that we acquire, and then there are true statements, and there's a true reality that does exist, and we measure, but we try to. But that's why I think, to sort of wrap back to the question, was I think doubt and truth are just in two separate categories. Doubt is more related to what we know, and I think truth is sort of what corresponds or lines up with reality, basically.
So then would you say that truth is irrefutable?
If Yeah, I think if it actually is the truth, then I think it would be irrefutable. I think the question would be what we think that we have that is the truth. Are we actually aligning with what is real?
I see. So do you think we'll have the technology and enough truth to understand these questions we're asking?
I do hope so. I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to get.
If we do get there at some point, excuse me.
You're fine. You're fine.
Technology and truths we've discovered prove there is, in fact, some higher being, higher deity. What would that do for you?
Then I would accept that into the things that I do believe to be true. Basically, I would acknowledge that, and I would acknowledge it, and I would want to learn more about it.
Would you change your life with that proof, like in any aspect at all?
Well, I suppose, I swear I'm not trying to dodge the question, but
No, you're okay.
does depend on, I think it depends on, what kind of a being this is. If it's like a nebulous higher power, yeah, then that might not change so much. If
Kind of a being that started everything, that would be a totally different proposition, right? So I'd need to know some things and get
some things straight very fast. Yeah.
Would you worship a god like the Abrahamic God just because it existed and demanded that you do so?
I've asked this quite a lot. I could give the answer that I would
say I'd feel like giving, but pretend like what we might do when push comes to shove, because okay, just as a specific example of what I'm meaning is I've been in a situation where I have had a pew pew pointed right at me and stuff, and it's it's very visceral.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, and so when you have that power and can do whatever, it's hard to tell. So what I'd like to think I would do is, I'm a little bit of a little shit. I don't like authority. I like to say, buck the authority and all that. And so I would like to think that I would say, no, I'm not going to worship you. But I can't say for sure that I would, because if he holds my eternal fate, then it's hard to say. I will say this, because I thought of that question before, even before I deconstructed, while I was in the process. Do feel I would want to know why? For example, like some of these questions, like why would you create things and then allow them to go to ruin? Why would you choose the path of salvation you did that only resulted in lots of, people want to know the why? And I feel like it's possible that a God like the Abrahamic God maybe he does have justified moral reasons for why he did that are just beyond our kin right now, right? Perhaps if he was able to sufficiently explain why, which I recognize he doesn't owe me, but if he did, and it turned out that he did have good reasons for it, and he deserved the worship, genuinely deserved it, not just because of what he did.
Well,
You're cutting
being
out, Cat.
desire worship. Do you know what I asked? I feel like you know what I asked.
Didn't hear you at all.
No, okay.
Try again.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Why would an all-powerful being desire worship?
That's I would not want to worship him. Why a being that actually kicked off everything, created everything, and is physical or just rational reason why it would desire worship, and if it does, that makes me really question the motives, right? Like,
Sorry, Thrayle, I stole some of your questions.
I noticed. Reasonable doubt. I appreciate you coming out with questions that you did, but I do think we're gonna move on and see if there might be a believer who. Reasonable doubt. I appreciate it and see if there might be a believer.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Real quick, Thrayle has a Discord server
that your discussion and questions and just input would probably be very, very welcomed and appreciated, and you would probably enjoy. So if you go to his link tree in this bio, there's a link there to the Discord server.
It's also
Definitely
going there then.
It is also in the Batcolyte bio. Thank you, Morgan.
That too.
Awesome.
Either way.
Thank you all.
Appreciate you, reasonable doubt. Take care, and I do hope you keep asking questions. Oh, it always happens. Every time. He leaves, and the one in queue that I was sure is a believer just disappeared.
They hear you talking about them and they run.
Ooh,
They get a spook.
there's one. There's one. I've talked to that one before. This guy. I wonder if he's gonna request. Just saw him float in. I just saw somebody float in that I've talked to before, and I know is a believer, and is also a nice, reasonable person.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Not that that doesn't happen, just hasn't been very many tonight.
I don't know if he stayed. No, I talked to him once. Yes, he was very nice, and is a believer, and I don't.
Anybody watching does have a belief in a god or gods or a higher power or anything like that, and you're open to questioning that belief, go ahead and request on out. There are boxes on the screen. You can click on any of those, or the two little people next to your chat. And quick thank you, of course, to Claire, Philly Red 96, and Hazelnut. Thank y'all for helping with the goal. I appreciate y'all. And we're up to 163,000 likes. You guys are amazing. And we're up to our amazing.
Shit, it is, isn't it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And watching the likes go up. It's so cool to see them like rise so quickly.
It is cool. It is cool. Jack is back.
Yeah, hello, hi. Right, yeah, see, you keep asking people to prove, but look,
Wait,
the whole
Jack.
point.
Jack, when did I ask anybody to prove God?
No,
When did I ask anybody?
well, yeah,
Do
so
you see the big? Can you question your beliefs?
I do it all the time. if you have a belief, you have to question it. Else it's not really. Well, you know, you have to be true to yourself. So some people question everything, and it's not because I can prove it, or not because I can show you. It's because it's a better way of looking at the universe and the world. It means, in my worldview, I live forever, and I get to know everything.
So to
And
you, it's a better way to look at the world.
look at it from
You
your
have
point of view.
decided.
Huh?
You have
Sorry?
decided that for you, it's a better way for you to look at the world.
Definitely, and that's what I'm saying. It's a much more positive
Why
way.
have you decided that it's a better way to look at the world?
I get to live forever.
Are you sure you get to live forever, or have you deluded yourself into believing against all odds
Well,
that you
if I
get to live forever?
if I choose to believe in a God, that necessarily means that there's only two choices: either you believe it or you don't. That's what I'm saying. I've chosen, and because I logically kind of can.
Are you saying,
rationalize it,
Jack, are you saying that you can choose your beliefs? You could choose not to believe as well.
obviously, everybody's got free will.
So it's a choice.
Well, it's not.
I
Like,
think,
it's like
Jack,
you're confusing yourself, mate.
I
Your
think
premise.
you're not here to argue my beliefs.
I don't care about your belief.
Great. So then, I think Philly had a question. Unless I'm wrong. Unless it was just a reaction.
I did,
Do
but
you
I've lost
understand?
it.
Have a natural desire to have a positive view in the world, rather than be negative and be depressed.
Do you think that asking questions is negative and depressing?
No, not at all. It's a very good thing.
Okay. Jack, can you question your belief?
Like I said, I do it all the time.
And how do you question your belief?
I don't know. You tell me how you question a belief. I mean, like, you're asking me a question. I says yes, I do, and you're telling me go deeper. Like, you question your belief by, your mind, isn't it? You think of all kinds.
Right, but how do you question your beliefs? You've claimed that you do it all the time. So how do you question your beliefs?
Well, you question, like, to me, there's only two beliefs in it. Either you believe or you don't. Yeah. So, if I have a question like that, I don't believe, it just doesn't make me feel happy.
Okay, to clarify, Jack, you believe, right?
Reaffirm.
You don't
I do.
not believe. You believe, right? You
Yeah, because
believe.
belief is
You believe. To clarify, though, you believe there's a God, right?
the faith, isn't it? Of it, ultimately.
To clarify, you believe there's a God, right? The God of the Bible.
No, not God. Yeah, Abrahamic probably.
The Abrahamic God, but not the God of the Bible.
Not the Trinity and all that. No, a bit before that. Like the first 300 years of Christianity up to there. That's when in the Abrahamic Bible, but Abrahamic God was still Christian. But then it got buried.
You're just a little bit muffled, Jack. Are you?
Oh, sorry. What I was saying, up to year 300, that was, in my world, like that was the Abrahamic God in the Christian tradition. But then after the year 300, it got a bit warped and a bit twisted. So I believe in the Abrahamic.
Is the Bible what? I assume you're saying that you know this God, you know the Abrahamic God from parts of the Bible at the very least.
Yeah.
Which
So I don't study the Bible, and I don't know, but I'm not Christian. But
How
yeah.
do you know the Abrahamic God?
Sorry?
How do you know the Abrahamic God?
I don't know him through my religion and obviously through a bit of Christianity and Judaism. And it's just basically, I don't even, it's just one God. Like, I'm not going to define that God according to them books. Like, it's just one God. Like, I'm not an expert, but that's what, created the universe, everything.
Why, why claim the Abrahamic God then, if it's
The
the
simple,
God who
the simple,
created?
Jack,
simple
Jack,
yeah.
stop speaking. You gotta let people finish their questions.
No, she says, why do you believe that one? And
I didn't finish the question.
sorry, yeah. Yeah, I believe in the Abrahamic one because it's just very simple.
Jack, would you like to hear the end of Philly's question before you start responding?
Yeah, I was waiting for it. She didn't say anything.
Why don't you wait just a moment longer? Philly, would you like to ask your question again?
I've lost it.
Okay, I see. Jack, why did you request backup here?
To educate you guys a bit, it seems like you are a bit more lost. You are a bit lost.
Oh, that
You
is too funny.
Crazy.
Oh
Okay,
my goodness.
and obviously you're way too arrogant to accept that.
That is hilarious.
It's
You
almost as
haven't come back
funny
with any
as you're dodging.
You
Yeah.
haven't come back with any comments or anything.
Jack,
I've
you know when
answered
you
all your
start
questions.
talking and we're talking, nobody can hear you because your microphone is crap and we
It
really
is so
cannot hear
bad.
you at all. It just starts getting lost in the mud and it just shows that you're ridiculous and acting childish. You came up here to educate us and yell at us and talk over us and not actually question your beliefs. You show no respect to this panel or to the topic of this live.
You
No,
guys,
you
I
don't.
know.
You're not though, Jack. You're not. If you
Because
were, you would have chosen a better approach, one that actually had a chance of making an impact instead of just making you look like a fool.
Did he say he came up to educate us? Because I heard.
Because he's far more intelligent than us.
I heard he came up to agitate us.
It could have gone either way, if I'm honest.
He
Now
said
that you say
educate.
that.
He was agitating enough with the mic. My goodness.
Like the question was asked in like 7 different ways. I don't get it. But maybe a believer that can request up to have their beliefs questioned can explain it to me.
And question why you believe in a God. Can you question your beliefs? Can you keep tapping the screen?
They can do that. Question their beliefs.
We have a bunch of non-questioning people, or either that or they don't believe.
Or the ones that can question, have questioned.
So many of us.
Catfather wants to know if Jesus is stalking me back there. You mean in the picture? He does appear in a number of the pictures that I tried to generate.
Oh, is that Mothman?
What's the clown about?
If you believe in a clown, a god, or gods.
Oh, Oh, that reminds me. That reminds me. Clown is getting into professional wrestling. They were very excited about it,
That's
telling me
awesome.
earlier. I know.
That's
Isn't
really
that so
cool.
par for the course?
Oh,
Yeah. Is that such like the least like surprising thing you've ever heard?
it is so on brand.
I know.
I think it's
They were
interesting
stoked about
how
it.
it's interesting how it chose to render the Marvel Thor.
That's not Marvel Thor, but it's not Marvel Thor. He's older.
Thor is a redhead.
I know.
Confusion.
But that's also a much older looking Thor.
Yeah, that's fair.
And broader, chubbier Thor. Although they did do chubby Thor.
Dad bod Thor.
If they request, or if they finally connect, we might have a guest. I'm guessing they're not gonna connect. You can always try again, Burn, but you did not quite connect. And if anybody else watching has a belief in a god or gods or a higher power or anything like that, then go ahead and request up. I wonder if Brian did his homework since the last time we talked.
It's a good question.
Hey, Philly.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Doing quite well. I'm gonna connect it to my headphones so that my mic isn't shit.
That was so kind of you to do.
And I'm just coming up here to educate you guys, just so you're aware.
God, are you gonna
Finally.
tell us? Are you gonna tell us we're dodging and then rage quit after? Because
I am.
then we would just have the whole night summarized into one interaction.
I
Well,
just
what are we being educated on in this particular instance?
well, I don't want you guys to feel like you're operating a separate universe, and so I feel like coming up today I must remain consistent with previous guests.
Your consideration.
So I really don't.
It's a follow up on my previous conversation though.
Okay.
Like it's a for real thing. Like I'm sort of messing around, but it was a fascinating discovery.
So let's hear what you discovered.
Okay, so you remember our original conversation was about being in a garden, right? And the weeds of the garden and all that sort of stuff. So my favorite what do you call it? The people that study the stars.
Astronomer?
Astronomers?
Yeah, astronomer. Okay. Something unique about our star, right? So our sun. So, according to astrology, the way that a star is formed is gases in the universe like gather together
Astrology.
and yeah. So gases together in the universe form like come together and form a star, right? Most stars have two stars or more. There's multiple stars that are like companion stars. So most of the stars that form don't form into one single star, but they form into kind of the various constellations and you're looking at like Orion's belt, for instance, and you see those 3 stars, you're actually looking at like 10 stars that are all kind of clumped together. So in my previous conversation with you, I was talking about how my belief in God exists because it's like, because the balance is too perfect, and like this discovery about our star is unique in its singularity, it would fry us, right? Like we wouldn't, it would, they'd sort of like orbit around each other, and the intensity from one or the other would
You're saying our
make our
star
existence
is.
impossible.
You're saying that our star, by being a singular star system instead of binary, like many others, that it is so unique, in fact, that it seems more deliberate that we exist.
Yeah.
Is this the ultimate conclusion?
Well, yeah.
Brian,
Yeah.
I wonder how many different ways you would look at you would describe the whole before recognizing that it was a puddle the whole time. Are you familiar with the puddle analogy?
Yeah, you went. Yeah, you went over that last time.
Yeah, you're just describing more attributes of the whole.
I'm describing more attributes of a puddle.
Right. A space for us to exist, because it wouldn't make sense for us to be in a space where there wasn't. It would be far more remarkable if we found ourselves existing in a place we couldn't, than existing in a place that we do and we can.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you say that? You didn't say that last time.
If I could, there was a fact dropped in the comments.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he said that 15% of stars are in single star systems.
Yeah, which means, 85% of them are not. I mean, it's a pretty high percentage.
Right. So it'd be way cooler if we lived in one of those. It would seem way more likely that something made us exist in a place where we could.
Where we shouldn't be able to survive, but we do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that we'd be...
Don't we already?
It is so special that we get to exist regardless of how we came to be, but Thrayle does have a good point here. It is so special that we got, our one star is one part of the 15 systems that exist, and that does allow for us to exist. But is it maybe because the conditions allow for us to exist, we do, and not the other way around?
So my view on that is that the conditions are so unlikely, so statistically unlikely for it to exist. The conditions, but that the people both found each other together at the same time.
Do you think that there are...
It's phenomenally unlikely.
Hang on. Both people? What do you mean?
Both the people and the conditions.
Oh, the people and the conditions. I see. Wouldn't we, if
the
we
star,
were some other creature, be pondering the same thing?
I mean, but of the creatures that we're aware of in our...
If we were some other
small
creature
scale,
capable of the sentience that we hold, if something had survived on its rock long enough, don't you think it would ponder the same thing?
I suppose it would. I'm sure it would. That's what sentient beings do, is they question the world around them.
Does that make them any more or less intended or special?
No, I didn't. In a phenomenally unlikely scenario would be that I would probably reach the same conclusion.
How is it phenomenally unlikely?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like just by stars alone, we could not exist in a close proximity to 85% of them. Those sentient beings, like perhaps their existence is controlled by parameters different from ours.
Well, perhaps, but what you're kind of missing here is that if you're saying that 15% of stars are singular systems, and that means that in those systems a certain range life can exist. There's that Goldilocks zone, and if it were a binary system, then that Goldilocks zone would be further out, right? It'd be somewhere else if it existed in that system. But that still means that there could be plenty of systems out there with life in them. How does any of that indicate that we are unlikely?
So I guess I'm not understanding the question. You're saying that there are other life forms on other planets.
Say there are, no. I didn't say that.
There could be.
Can I try to rephrase that?
Go ahead, Kat.
So I think what Thrayle is trying to say is that oh god, I had it, just a minute. It seems more likely, it seems like this is the most likely place for us to exist in the conditions that there is here, rather than it being extremely unlikely. Right, Thrayle? Like, these are the conditions we need to survive, so it seems like
even the M-class planets we have discovered still can't support human life because they're not in a Goldilocks zone.
I'm not sure what you're saying, Morgan.
And so, I don't remember where you were going with that.
Where I was going?
Yeah.
I was simply trying to find out if Brian thinks that it is somehow probable or more likely that, or I guess less likely that we should exist if there are other Goldilocks zones and other types of systems. Does our singular star really make so much of a difference?
I see. So if we had, oh, now I have bars. Great. So, I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for it to just check. Can you hear me? Probably not.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, now you can.
We hear you.
So if, oh, so you just heard me the whole time, even though it said I had bars. Fantastic. Great. So if like, let's say our system was exactly the same except there were two stars, but it still had the Goldilocks zone and the Earth was in the Goldilocks zone. It was just the Goldilocks zone was just like farther away from the stars, as a result of natural processes.
Yes, obviously. Which I think is Thrayle's point, in that like, where else would we exist if not here? if all these like conditions are necessary for our existence. Is that your point, Thrayle?
Do you know?
Essentially.
Do
Go
you know?
ahead, Kat.
Yeah. Do you know what the Drake equation is?
The Drake equation. I've heard of the Drake equation, but I couldn't tell you about it.
The Drake equation is used to calculate, like it's like to find the probability that there is other life-sustaining planets in the universe. Okay.
Okay.
And it is math that is far more complicated than I can actually feasibly do. However, I took this class in college called Habitable Worlds, and that's like what the whole class was about life-sustaining planets in the universe and the probabilities and such. So basically, what the equation says is that it is almost it is next to impossible that there aren't other life-sustaining planets in the universe. Meaning, like it is like there are certainly other life-sustaining planets in the, you know, oh, it could be a range of things. But the other thing is the what is the probability that that life and this life exist at the same time, considering the universe is already 13.8 billion years old or whatever. So I think that what I'm getting at here is that there are plenty of things in the universe that the odds are like astronomically in one way or another of, but they do happen. Just cause.
Yeah. So I understand that. Like, so I had always heard of that equation as like the proof of aliens. It's
Yeah,
unlikely
kinda.
that aliens don't exist because the cosmos is
Because of the
too
math.
vast. Yeah. Like
Right.
there's too many probabilities. And
Right.
the
And
possibilities are like so grand that it's likely to exist, even though we don't have proof of it.
that is a way to look at it, and it is like, you know, that is kind of it. But look at it that way, and then think about 13.8 billion years, right? How many other societies do you think have existed and crumbled and the planets are gone now, you know? Like, we don't know. And we can't know, but it seems to me likely that like something like this has probably happened before and probably will happen again when the conditions are met elsewhere in the universe because it's so vast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get the argument, and I think it's a good argument. It's yeah. I mean, I like Thrill's argument more though. Of like it'd be more right.
Yeah,
But
just something I learned a decade ago that I've held on to.
Only that I studied I dedicated my whole life to, and you're just dismissing.
No, no, but fine. You can like Thrill more.
Kat, you and Philly are my original friends, so don't.
I think it's okay.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing at that. No, I just like the idea of like the idea of a deity would have a stronger argument if the conditions weren't good, and and there was like an obvious, I guess, created. If there was a dam around the puddle, I guess.
W Thrails in the chat, I guess.
Sorry, Cat. Oh man, this isn't fair because you guys have been up all night.
Yeah, we've been up all night and we're tired. You just woke up.
I'm rested. Cat's trying to explain a hard theory on no rest.
You win. You hear that, Thrill?
I usually do. It's okay.
Shut up. I'm gonna beat you in chess later.
Probably. Exactly. I am due. I'm due a loss.
So you guys play chess after you're done on here? That's wild.
We play
Often.
chess all the time.
Yeah.
Or do you play
We
chess
have
while you're on here? With
no, sometimes Rav and I do, but we have high intellectual prowess. We stay up all night doing this, and then we go play chess.
Intellectual prowess. I'm so sorry, I can't say it without laughing.
Or we play D&D is also true.
I feel like Thrayle is single-handedly trying to challenge the like conditions of existence through the like. I don't need sleep. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get on TikTok and question people's beliefs for 8 hours.
Thrayle definitely needs sleep.
Did you say 8 hours? That's barely anything. That's like half the shift.
18.
I know we only went for 8. I don't remember the last time we were in double digits.
But I do appreciate you coming up, Brian, and giving us something to question. I think we are ready to move on. See if maybe there's another believer in chat who might be able to question their beliefs. And if you can't tell, I am taking my win and running. But
Run, bro. Thanks.
I appreciate you, Brian. I hope you keep asking questions.
Next time he does that to you, Brian, look at him and say, "This is what they do, folks."
This is what they do. Oh, we did have a couple, buddy. Hello, Lee. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
Yo, shut the fuck up and speak with your chest. You sound like a fucking chain smoker. You sound like a bitch. Talk with your chest, nigga. Stop talking like, hey man, what's up, bro, man?
Goodbye, Lee.
Boring.
He says, speak with your chest. Why would I want to wear myself out by shouting at a microphone all night? That doesn't do me any good. Thank you, Claire and JTP. Thank you, Freebird, Morgan Le Fay, and 96. Thank you so much for helping with the goal. I appreciate you.
Blake says, "Upgrade the Nokia before you come for someone." Happens.
Hey now, that's not what the hell?
Were you not yelling all night?
I was, but it was cool.
Is this not what happens when you yell all night?
Don't be like me, kids.
I feel bad. Well, only a little bad. I feel a little bad rushing Brian off. I thought we had anybody who's watching does have the belief in a god or gods, higher power, or anything like that. You're capable of questioning your beliefs. Go ahead and request on up. We're not here to debate you or argue. We just want to know if you can question, then what is it that you believe and why do you believe it?
Believe that because, well, first they have the assumption that our world was created perfectly. That, but then they equate that to a god. That is confusing to me.
I know I love Brian, but I do not like a fine-tuning argument.
We're not talking about you. Ask that question. Ask that question.
Do that.
Why do?
Why do? Why do this?
Have you seen the Asian lady that like tries that like tells you how to be healthy? That reminded me
Which
of like
one? There's so
I just
many.
I feel
I'll
like
send you one next time I see her. She's really good. I like her. She's always wearing bike shorts in her backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Next to her in Grand Pool. Oh my gosh, that is a delicious looking donut. And a sinister looking Thrayle.
A very sinister looking Thrayle.
You brought back the
Thrayle is
evil
scary.
Thrayle again, and he's scary. We told you that one looks scary.
But that's the point, isn't it?
I guess it is the point. This comes out when Thrayle's angry.
This is anger. The angry Thrayle.
It's supposed to look annoyed.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like
talking about
he looks like
questioning your beliefs.
he looks like he has laser eyes that he's about to shoot at us.
Well, yeah, don't you see the intergalactic battle happening in the background? Thrayle's the one that's going to save the world. The toroidal world at that.
If you want an annoyed Thrayle, you need a face palm. A face palm.
Just head desk.
Face to palm, face to desk.
And
we are at 177K, and we could be to 2K in like
the next 4 minutes, tap.
no, literally. Fingers work.
This is why Thrayle's actually been so quiet all night, is because he's been working on the toroidal Earth background.
Well, not quite, but when it dumped the panel, that was me transferring the image over.
Rude.
Oh yeah, when you raptured us, I forgot that you did that. We didn't even...
What is this one?
I saw that one when you put it up before. What the fuck is in the background?
I don't know.
What is that?
What is going on back there?
I think the one on the left is supposed to be Anubis. Maybe.
Is that mud on
So
the
Anubis is actually in this image. The images are actually way bigger than this. They're like square, full-sized image.
Yeah.
So Anubis is off to... I don't know what that anteater is.
It is. It does look like an anteater. I was about to say that.
God is an anteater.
Image.
Yeah.
So Anubis. I think so.
Why does it
So
look
if you
like
can tell us...
No, it's not. It's definitely
Egyptian god beach party.
No.
So if you can tell us what's going on in this image, and or what the fuck a god is, maybe both.
See, it fits. What the fuck is God? What the fuck are those?
If somebody could please explain what the anteater-faced Egyptian god is.
I asked it for an assortment of recognizable gods from world religions. These are supposed
And
to
this
be
is what you got?
I got a different one too. There's another one, but I didn't upload that yet.
I mean, it's an assortment of something.
If you believe in the
They're
wolf-faced
fighting
rat
against you.
woman or the plague doctor, what is that one?
You know, in my illustration of, I kind of like the plague doctor because in my illustration of the tavern, the bartender is a plague doctor.
I think it's kind of funny that in this image full of gods, Thrayle still included himself. God Thrayle again.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't decide that.
We don't know that. That's not provable.
Don't make me put this one up.
What a beautiful aura you have.
Yeah. What a beautiful aura. I'm so glad that energy ended up purple.
That's the laser eyes powering up. Like, that's the final thing you see.
The energy field is entering inside through the soul of the.
Like, that's the final thing you see.
The energy field is entering inside through, or the toe. I don't know.
OS.
Yeah, peace and love. I'm 37.
And do you have a belief in a god or anything like that?
Man, that's nature.
Original God declared by man.
Yeah, you see,
nature.
the first God man ever knew was nature. And then all
Why do
other
you call
gods
nature
proceeded
God?
from nature. Why do we call? Because even God at nature, you couldn't call that God God because that's
that
how
doesn't
we.
quite answer my question.
No,
Why do
you don't.
call?
You say it doesn't answer, but I did answer. You reject the answer. We can
It
agree
has
with
nothing
that.
to do with me rejecting the answer. The question was. Okay,
You said,
then
how
what
do
was
we
my
know nature is
question?
God? Right?
I didn't say that, no.
Okay, now switch your question. Go ahead.
I said, why do you call nature God?
Like I said, because nature is what we know as everything. So if nature is what things are,
Is that how you define nature?
What things are and how they function, how they work, that's pretty
What
much what
things
sums up
are
nature.
and how
Yeah,
they function and how they work. That's how you define nature.
that's what nature is defined as.
Like the nature of something?
Yes, so you see in nature we have a tree. Now what
Those two things do not.
or not. So nature is what things are, and I can speak for
Yes, you're
myself.
right.
I can speak for myself, and I can say what I say, not what you think I said or what you want me to say, because
Right,
that's
you're-
not what I said.
That's
I said,
very presumptive
and you
of
said
you.
that nature is state of being and outside. There's no definition of nature that says nature is outside. That's not.
What?
There's no definition of nature that says nature is outside. Nature is the physical world that is all of us and how it works, how it functions. That's pretty much nature. So that would include God, because God is not outside. So that very meaning is that nature,
So,
the moon, the earth,
so, can you
animals.
question that belief?
Yes, you can.
No,
Can you?
Can you question that belief that you hold?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
What
That's
does
what
that
we're
mean to
doing
you?
here.
I understand that.
What does that mean to you to question your belief?
That means to question my belief is for my belief to also answer its own questions, thoughts.
What? I'm sorry, you lost me on that one. You gotta
When
explain that one
one
again.
questions their belief, what is that?
Yeah, that's what I just asked you.
That's what we're asking
So
you.
you
What
don't know what
does it mean
questioning
to you to question your
and like I
belief?
said, to question one's belief is to question one's belief and also for the belief to provide answers. So what I say, is my God real? And for me to say my God is real, I would have to test and know and see the results of my God to know if my God is real. So my God is the sun, right?
May I ask, do
how
you
is the
follow a
sun my
specific
God?
religion?
Yes, I follow the religion. Well, it's not really a religion, it's a culture that came from the Nile Valley civilization, right? You know
I'm
Nile
sorry,
Valley
what
civilization?
civilization? Can you say that again? I
The
couldn't understand
Nile
it.
Valley civilization.
Thank you.
It's from Uganda to Egypt, right?
Right. I'm familiar.
So I follow multiple cultures, not just one, because there's many ways of seeing one thing and coming to one answer. But I pretty much see it as all of them see nature in whatever form it is. It's nature is what they see as God.
So,
And
would it be safe to say that what people identify as a deity or God, you view as people seeing a universal truth or being in different lights?
in some aspects, because if someone says, like, let's take the God of the Bible, that God is not really recognizable, not for me to imagine or think about so far. Imagination is mostly for creativity. It's not for you to then for it to be true. The truth is what your eyes can see. That's why God gave you eyes to see the truth. Mostly for creativity. It's not for you to imagine things and for it to be true. The truth is,
What is the truth?
the
Like, how
truth
do
is
you
that
define the true?
what is existence? Now, I'm not this scientific genie or genius with these terms, so I'm just gonna explain it the best way I can, whether you want to agree with it or not. Okay, so existence is, again,
Excuse me. Sorry.
what is, right? What is, and what is to be, and what can be. What is and what can be.
You mean what is? What does what is mean?
So we can see that the sun exists. We can see that we exist. The tables, the chairs, the trees, the animals. That is existence, what we can see for the most part. Right? Can we agree? Or are you going to say existence is things that you can't see? You can't see existence. Or you're going to play semantics?
We
Because
don't
not
know what
existence.
existence
No,
is.
there's
Whoa,
not. We
whoa,
don't
whoa,
know.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
There's
No, no,
not. We
no!
don't know
Whoa,
because there's no
whoa,
exact. There's
whoa!
no semantics when defining what.
Nope.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
You got muted, King, because you can't read the room clearly. You started arguing with yourself on behalf of us, really fucking dishonestly and condescendingly. That's not what's going on here. Hey, King, if you can't question your own beliefs, why the fuck would you be up on my panel?
Say you can't question your beliefs. See, you're lying and you're saying I'm dishonest.
No,
I never said that.
You're a fucking idiot, dude. You're a fucking idiot.
I know I'm an idiot.
He's so
I never called you guys names. I never did anything, but you can call me whatever you want. That's fine.
You're
I
not
just know what I
influencing
know.
the experience here.
I just know what I know, and I know you guys are lying because I.
Oh my god.
Boring.
I didn't call you any
Don't
names,
worry.
but I just called Thrayle a liar, though, so.
You said, Thrayle said, can you question your beliefs? And he said, what? Can you question your beliefs? What?
You're a liar. What? Triggered humans. Bro, the only reason any of us got upset is because you didn't engage in the conversation.
You can't
He
debate.
just answered.
Oh, you dumb.
Lion, how can
Oh.
you be so...
You can't read the room.
He can't read, apparently.
You literally cannot read.
This isn't a debate, King. You walked into a room where no one's debating, where we're asking if you can question your beliefs, to see if you can. And you start an argument with yourself.
With yourself.
On behalf of us.
Nobody else.
And then say that we can't debate. Your opponent, you argued with yourself and then insulted your opponent, which was yourself. Do you recognize how foolish you look? Thank you to Nyx, Delilah, Scissors, Shell, and 96 for helping with the goal. You guys are fucking awesome. I appreciate all of you.
We're less than 2K away from 180K likes.
Hell yeah.
It's really funny when they start arguments and then
with themselves.
That doesn't happen very often.
It's really funny when they...
It doesn't happen very often.
Oh,
It's a good thing I didn't start to try to push the existence thing. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. But if you have a belief that you can question and engage in polite discourse about, request up. We'd love to ask you some questions.
Morgan, how are your gods?
Oh.
Almost burgled.
Almost burgled. You almost have them.
Me? I didn't do anything.
That was the royal you, unfortunately.
Oh no, don't say that.
Oh, I said what I meant.
Now he already thinks he's God.
What's the thing?
You've gained all kinds of titles tonight.
Porque no los dos.
Sorry.
What's the thing that keeps you tethered so far?
If I'm honest, it's genuinely just I don't know. I'm a firm believer that science, knowledge, research will at some point eventually explain all of these questions we're being asked and that we have. So truly, like, it's not, I just don't think we can prove or disprove anything yet.
Now, assuming what it could be instead of waiting for the answer. I can relate. I like things too. I like a little whimsy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like a little whimsy. Yeah, no, so like, and I discussed this, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, that like I view, so like overall I see the religious texts and legends and myths and stories that have been passed through the ages as just mirrors of to our children type of thing, right? And I'm a firm believer that whatever this divinity, uh, deity, God, energy, whatever the hell it is, um, like all of these stories and religions have been different geographical, cultural interpretations of the same unexplainable, or not unexplainable, but
the phenomenon be what's the word I'm looking for? Separate to a deity and more related to a system of living things?
absolutely. And that's my stance on it, is it very well could be a not necessarily like a divine creator or whatever, but like it very good. Or
I believe
it could
it.
all
Charlie.
uh-huh. Anywho,
Everybody tap that screen. Everybody share the live. And it'll be like that never happened. Good work.
yeah, no, so then that's, I guess, really what holds me back from really letting go of it, is that I don't know. And I don't let go of it because I'm afraid of like, oh, what if I'm wrong? Like as like oh, this is an emergency backup plan just in case. I don't know. It's just always been part of my life. I've always loved history. I'm a big like anthropology nerd, and
Hello, higher frequency. Can I get your age for TikTok TOS?
Yes, I am 44.
And do you have a belief in a god or gods, a higher power, or anything like that?
Yeah, I guess I do. I believe in like energies, and I would say spiritual rather than Christian.
You said you believe in energies. What is energy?
That everything living has an electromagnetic frequency, including the earth. That everything is one, everything is connected. All that's created is.
What do you mean? I'm sorry, electromagnetic frequency.
That everything has a field. Everything has an electromagnetic field, like us, every blade of grass.
Electromagnetic fields.
Electromagnetic fields, yes.
And because everything, you say everything has an electromagnetic field, that is energy.
Yes.
So energy is electromagnetic fields. Is the energy giving off the field? What's giving off the field?
That's a great question. That's the answers that we have to answer. What is energetic life field?
It's a life field. If everything's giving it off, does it really have anything to do with life, or is it just something that everything gives off?
I would say, like, I guess because we're in this, like, because we're in the 3D, 4D vibrating light and particle, which is what makes everything physical. So
Right,
I would think it would be different.
I thought you said it had to do with life.
Well, I think
is it life or is it everything?
Well, in this realm, everything has some sort of energetic frequency to it. matter, whatnot. It just depends on its vibration. But it
What do you mean
would,
by vibration?
like, its frequency that it vibrates at determines
Frequency, what does that mean?
how fast. So like sound, for
So
instance.
the fast, the speed of the vibration.
Exactly. Everything.
When you say everything is vibrating, what do you mean by that?
I would think all that we can see and all that we can't see. Even things outside of our visual and sound, there's additional frequencies, additional vibrations.
You're saying there's frequencies that we can't detect.
I would think so, yes.
If we can't detect them, why do you say that they're there? Wouldn't that be an I don't know instead of a firm they are there?
Well, I would think that most things are, infinite. There's a lot of things that we can't see and hear. Now they can create sounds that are outside of our
So, just to clarify, are we talking about sounds?
Sound and matter.
Sound and matter.
Yes.
And vibrations and things, everything is giving off sound.
I would think in some level, yeah.
So everything is giving off sound, and that's the vibration you're talking about? Or is it, I thought it was electromagnetic frequencies. Or is it audible? Or is it visual? Like, what are the frequencies? I'm a little lost.
Yeah, no, I come from a place where I think all is connected. Everything is energetically created. Everything. Yeah, I mean, you have
Everything is electromagnetically created.
Well, maybe it's space because
was it we're still kind of, everything's kind of muddied now because energy was electromagnetic fields that create life or emanated from life, but it wasn't life, it was all things, and all things were vibrating, and the vibrating was sound, but it wasn't all sound. We kind of got like lost in the weeds.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So, just to back up, you believe in a energy force thing that is kind of in everything.
Yeah, I would think there would be a creator of all that is.
A creator of all that is. Why do you think there's a creator?
Well, for things to come to be here, at least in this physical realm, things are first thought of and then collaborated here.
Are you sure things are first thought of? Are you talking about things we make?
Things we make.
Okay, so things we make are first thought of. Why does that imply that everything is first thought of?
Well, I would think that there had to be some sort of a point where something kind of questioned something else, which would then evolve into something, which is generally
questioned something.
Yeah.
Why would everything begin with something questioning something? As much as that might appeal to me, as I like questions, questioned and that there was anything to ask anything.
Well, I guess ultimately because that's what would maybe create a duality. That's what would maybe create, light, dark, good, bad, those types of things. Duality is polarity. It's one thing affecting the other. But they describe it as yin yang. light, dark, those kinds of things.
You're saying that there is polarity, there is duality, this light and dark, and something created it.
Perhaps. I don't know. Obviously.
Doesn't that feel like layers of assumptions?
Layers of assumptions, perhaps. I think science has a lot of things to connect with us, who we are, our history. Just like we question ourselves, who we are, where we come from. I would think bipedal beings, whatnot, that think those things.
How do you know?
Go ahead, Morgan.
How do you know that bipedal beings are the only ones who know?
Oh, I don't know. That's why I just say I would think. But I really actually came up here to ask you guys if you saw the laser experiment.
Which laser experiment?
It was on YouTube where they there's a gentleman that took a certain substance and was experimenting with it, and they've repeated the experiment where when people look into the laser against a wall, there is a repeated code that people are seeing, like seeing through the wall. And it's a newer experiment, and they're having to do multiple things, but they've done it with many, many people.
Do you know what happens when you are like primed for something and then you do a substance and then what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I know. That's what they're trying to repeat the experiment to make sure.
Right, but if this is wait, hold on.
Hold
No.
on.
If this is a thing where it is like public enough for you to know about it and for me to have heard about it months ago, then like how do you think that they are eliminating the contaminations from this group? Like how is it
How are they running their
possible?
control?
Yeah, how is it possible? Probable is it even likely that they can get a completely uncontaminated group of people to study on this?
I would think they might be able to. It's not that well known. I think people that go down
I mean, I heard about
know
it.
about it.
I mean,
I heard about it
also-
months ago, and I don't go down rabbit holes.
I would say also YouTube isn't necessarily a reputable source.
Yeah, that's fair. But it is also guided me in fixing many, many things. And it has put out a lot of information. So YouTube itself.
Absolutely. But look any further into this, if there's like any empirical evidence or peer-reviewed studies on the similar topic, anything like that?
Well, that's the issue, is that they stopped doing that research, apparently. Like, they did a lot of that research back in, I guess, the 60s, 70s or whatnot. But that particular substance, I guess, is, highly guarded or whatnot. You got to be in a place to do it, like a legal area. But, just based on what's come out so far, like, I think that's what they're trying to build to, is doing all the controls, all of the experiments, getting the numbers, seeing what different people are seeing.
Are you familiar with the concept and properties of fringe science?
Well, there's a lot of fringe science. Which direction are we headed?
That's my point exactly.
Here's the thing about that particular substance is a lot of people have a lot of very similar experiences when they do it, because we have a lot of very similar priming for it and a lot of very similar cultural thing about that particular substances is that I have done so much of it that like very little surprises me anymore, and I have a very, 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 very difficult time thinking that there is any validity to this.
Well, and that's fair. I mean, I think that's why the research has to be done, is to see. That's why I just asked.
Do you
I
know
would
what
think that
laser
people like you
speckle
guys would.
is? Do you know what laser speckle is? Or diffraction? Do you know what diffraction is?
Yeah, when they take it and they make it a little bit wider, they can make the.
You might look in to see if laser speckle and diffraction can have anything to do with the phenomena being supposedly reported by these people on psychedelics, which tend to create strong links in pattern recognition and intense visual hallucinations. It certainly seems like something like that could easily account for what's being reported.
Especially this particular psychedelic will give you the most intense visuals.
Yeah, and I mean, I've never personally done it, but even like I'm a rational person, so for me, I'm like, what if they're just seeing like, like sometimes when I take a picture with my iPhone, for some reason, like I'll see the internal camera. What if perchance when because they say that when they're looking at it, they're looking like super duper small, like in within in within in, like you're going in a magic eye things.
Like there is it possible these people, again, on psychedelics, are imagining that they're going in within in, as you said?
Could be. Now, what I can attest to is that as an adult, I would say in my 40s here, I have done other things, gummy or chocolate bars that have magical things in them, that what I saw, the moving, when I kind of like would just relax and would see the moving, what I realized was that I was actually remembering something that I did as a kid. I thought everybody saw that. Like I was able to actually zone, and when I saw it, I was like, I did this before. I did this as a kid. Like I was able to zone into things and actually see them move in that way.
You were able to recognize patterns and imagine things. That's awesome. Go ahead, Morgan.
Are
Well,
you
no,
familiar with
what I'm
cognitive
asking
bias?
is, that's just something that I thought was natural, and I suppose I grew out of it. So when they say you do certain things, it kind of unlocks certain things, right? So what I'm asking is, do you think perhaps as a kid I had certain things unlocked that I grew out of, and that was a remembrance?
I don't have any.
Perhaps
Wait, no, we
perhaps
don't.
the imagination and the pattern recognition are things that you started to work against as an adult, or even do differently. And maybe it did put you back in that frame of mind, but I'm not hearing anything other than pattern recognition and intense imagination.
Which could be.
Go ahead, Kat.
No, go ahead, Morgan. I can wait a minute.
Are you familiar with cognitive bias?
I would assume, is that when someone tells you something ahead of time and you kind of go about it and you already have a bias in what it's going to be? Is that what you're?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
I would assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you had been told about what these substances can do if you were to take them before you took them, correct?
No, I didn't.
Chocolate bar, absolutely zero.
Well, I mean, I would have assumed that it would be like what you see on like a visual of like a
Like you thought it was
you
just a
put
normal
out
chocolate bar.
AI
You had
sort of
no
like
idea what was going to
Like
happen.
you had no concept that there was another substance in that chocolate bar and what it would do to you when you consumed it.
Oh no, I mean I knew it was going to alter, but I didn't know how it would affect me.
Okay, but you did
Right.
know that it was going to affect your cognition. And
Yes.
I would again assume that you have some knowledge prior to consuming it, whether it's through media or hearing about it through friends, whichever, about the effects of these substances, yes?
Not personally like a testimony of somebody that I talked to who's done it. Who
You
said
know
this
what the
is what
word hallucination is. You know what the word psychedelic means, right?
Right. And I'm not being argument, I'm being honest. I'm just giving
Right,
you my
no. And
personal
but
experience.
you had knowledge of what those words meant. Yes?
Correct.
Okay. So even with having that knowledge and it not being a primary focus of your thinking, you have bias for how it's going to affect you since it affects mental cognition.
Well, yeah, I knew it was going to do something. I didn't
Right.
expect it to because nothing normally works. So when it
So
kicked in, I was like, whoa.
so could it be possible that because you had a notion of how this was going to affect your life, that cognitive bias drove your experience?
Maybe. Because I wasn't quite sure if it was actually going to work.
Okay.
Right. So I was aware that there was a
Okay.
possibility, but like I said, like I had tried other things before, nothing worked, so I did not expect.
So this
But just
laser
because you
study
didn't
you're talking about.
Go ahead.
What's that?
So this laser study, right?
Mhm.
This substance that they use in this laser study, like you said, you've never experienced this, and I said a moment ago, and I'm going to repeat it, and it's not, I'm not trying to sound any type of way. This is just the truth. It just is. I have done more of this substance than most people will ever even consider doing. I have like explored this so deeply and taken so much time to understand this and understand this experience that we have when we do this, because it was fascinating and I needed to understand. And you know what conclusion I came to? I came to the conclusion that all of the things that you experience, and you know what that all of the things inside your mind, no reoccurring laser numbers on walls, this is all happening within your mind. And also the conclusion that people have really, really parallel experiences with this substance because there is so much out there about it and about what it does and about what it's supposed to do or what you're supposed to experience or what's supposed to happen. Like everybody is primed for this in to varying degrees,
I say
but
even at the most rudimentary
you'd be
level.
right. You would be hard pressed to find somebody who isn't primed for the type of experience that you're going to have and will likely have that type of experience.
Okay, so how do you explain then? Okay, what about people who have physical, supernatural, or unexplainable coincidences, experiences?
Can you give me
You're moving the goalposts. So then we're talking about a completely different thing.
Right.
What do you mean outside of being on that substance, the one that occurs
Yeah.
naturally within the brain?
No, not within the brain, like experiences that people have that
The chemical
are outside of that.
compound, the
When you're
the
not on
chemical
a chemical
compound
compound.
of that substance naturally occurs in the human brain
In your brain.
already
In my brain.
without without taking it.
So then people can experience what they would think is supernatural or see things, hallucinate, because our brain releases that naturally.
Our brain does so many incredible things all by itself, that can create very real feeling and sounding, and like it can create very real sensations and all of your senses that don't actually exist. And it can do that without any stimuli. It is much easier for it to do it with them, with the added things, but it is not necessary.
And your body can physically manifest a parasympathetic response.
And higher frequency, dedicated a lot of time, many years of my life, and a lot of thought and intention and meditation and then just time into understanding that and what is going on in your mind and the experiences you have when you do that particular thing. I've dedicated a lot of my time to it, and it was a tad bit disappointing when I came to the conclusion probably 4 months ago, that it was in fact all only happening within my mind, right? Like some of the magic, some of the whimsy is gone, but it is also, I then sat with that for a little bit and realized that it is a beautiful opportunity to understand my own self and my own mind better. And that is way cooler than any magical, extra supernatural thing that I may have had suspicions or thought was happening.
Fair enough.
And it is also a much more interesting chance to become the best version of yourself when you understand this and use it in that way.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Higher frequency, does it matter to you if the things you believe are true or not?
Ultimately, for me, I would like to find the truth. But the funny thing about me is that if I were given the book of all that was and all the knowledge, would I want to know, or do I quite enjoy the mystery of not knowing? Is that if I were given no, or do I quite interesting? Wrong. Absolutely okay with. And I think that's what humanity needs. But I do believe in higher things just because of my own personal experience, not related to substances. For me, that is, my experience. And I think that Kat put it in her experience and what she's experienced. And I do agree. For me, you can find heaven here, or you can find something else here. It's, for me, I suppose, a state of mind and just trying to stay.
Can you question the experiences that lead you to the conclusion that there's something higher?
Oh, yes. I question all of them. I question every experience that I've had, for sure. Because there's, and some of them I found to have rational explanations. Okay, that makes sense. Other things I can't explain,
So, when you question the experiences that lead you to conclude that there is something higher, how do you question that?
I'm sorry, can you ask that again?
Experiences that lead you to believe there's something higher.
How do I question them? I ask myself, how is that possible first? I think about all the physical possibilities of, scientific possibilities of timing and coincidence. I kind of run through all the rational thoughts, ideas to discount something before I would say to myself, wow, that was an experience that I can't explain.
You say you run through all the rational explanations. Have you run through all of the rational explanations for your experiences? Like, if you made a list of all of your experiences, could you say you've been through every rational explanation for each of them?
Well, probably not each of them, but most of the big ones. As far as rational explanation, this all leads back to coincidence and one's path, where there are things where I'll see, maybe 20 years later, and I'll say, oh, that's why I had that job, because I needed to know how to do this. Oh,
fascinating.
Not that person, because they told me this, and then it comes back around. So that for me is, is that experience? Is that what is that? Coincidence? Those kinds of things I ask questions.
Is that not you kind of after the fact deciding that things are purposed or intended?
Well, I think as a human being, we try to move forward with our lives. So we try to give purpose to it. And when you look a little deeper into it, you find that there is.
You say you find that there is. That doesn't really answer my question. How is it you found that there is purpose?
Well, like I said, because down the road, or like they say, hindsight's 2020, you realize something maybe immediately that it's used before, or later.
After the fact. So after the fact, you decide that the skill you picked up 20 years ago that served you on this one day was intended, that you learned it for that reason, for that one day. Isn't that post hoc rationalization, deciding after the fact that something must mean what you want it to mean?
It could be that. And I guess in that I find comfort, is knowing that there is something, whether it's me, myself, or some purpose to it all.
Would it be upsetting if there was no purpose?
Oh, I think there would be no purpose to anything. Everything has a purpose. If you look at nature, everything has a purpose.
What if your purpose is just to enjoy life while you have it?
Well, yeah, because in that I think spreads. I think if you find happiness, raise your kids, your purpose could be to do something very simple. Walk in the woods and find peace. I think that affects the whole.
Would you say that believing in a higher being is required for us to have purpose?
No. I wouldn't say it's required. I would say more so it's your choice. You know, it's why I think for people, different religions are, you know, help them in certain ways, as long as it's helping them to be a better person and find peace within themselves. I have nothing wrong with that.
Do you require a higher power to have purpose?
Do I require a higher power to have purpose? An interesting question. I think there's perhaps something that runs the whole, which is required to create life or sustain life. So am I required to believe it? I think it's where free will comes in. But for me, I just do. I don't know why. I just do. There's just an inner thing.
I don't know.
It can't be this.
Answer.
Well, I definitely analyze. I analyze myself regularly.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, no, I appreciate everyone's questions for sure. I appreciate the challenge.
I appreciate you answering the questions, higher frequency. I really appreciate you taking the time to think about your answers and giving an honest, I don't know that I have any more questions for you, but I hope that you keep asking questions, and if you do find new answers, bring them back to us. We will definitely want to question those as well.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Take care. W's for higher frequency in the chat. We went to what the fuck land. We almost went to what the fuck is energy. But I felt we were doing well. And that might have shut her down. But
I might have been a little bit harsh. I don't know how many more times I can have that conversation with people.
they don't do what you think they do. I can't get out of what the fuck land, sorry.
Hazel, I actually had a thought about, I think the reason I can't let go of them is I'm afraid that the stories will be lost to time. And I think the stories are the most important part.
Are the morals connected to the stories what's actually important?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is it more than morals?
Yeah. It gives a snapshot of culture at the time. So it's not just preserving morals, it's also preserving history.
What do you mean it's preserving history?
Like I said, myths, legends, religions are all snapshots of life in the times. And while they may not be true or factual, it still provides a foundation for the mindset of humanity at that time.
I like this Thrayle. I hadn't seen this one because I was sleeping.
Yeah. I may make a few more End is Nigh screens, but I like this one.
It's good.
Reading directly from the Bat Bowl.
Exactly. It's been a good live. We've had a few.
It's been alive.
It has been a live.
We were here.
We were here. It did happen. The occurrence occurred. And we questioned. And some people did question, and some people got defensive, and some people...
One person rage quit.
and at least one person rage quit.
Is it really a Batcolyte live if someone doesn't rage quit?
Oh, dude, it was so funny. It was so fucking funny.
His name was... I'll never forget, because his name was Rage Quit Otter.
And he said to me and Thrayle, I think you guys are dodging the questions, and then rage quit immediately.
I mean, at least he's true to his name, I think. Maybe.
It was so funny.
Yeah. It was hilarious. But it's been good. We've had good questions and good questioners. And, I mean, we made it to nearly 200,000 already, 183,000 likes. There's still 84 of us in the room. Still.
Do you see those lasers are gonna get you?
The laser eyes. Glowing with some kind of energy, apparently. Because energy is green.
It's just
Glowing with your aura, which is green.
I don't know what that means. Something about my...
Neither do I, in all fairness, but...
But I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you guys for, for all of the engagement, for all of you just being here, and even for falling asleep. Thank you to the mods for helping keep this space as amazing as it is. And really thank you all for just being the best audience on TikTok. I really do appreciate all of you. And if you do want to join our community and see what we get up to between the lives, there is a Discord link in the link tree in my bio, or in the Batcolyte's bio. Either one will take you there. The first link goes to the Discord. You'll want to make sure that you read the rules when you get there, otherwise it might look a little lonely. But if you can agree to them, then you should find out that you're not alone. And if you want to, stumble across that Venmo or Cash App and show your support that way, that is always appreciated. I absolutely thank every one of you who helps that way. It does make all the difference. But really, thank you all for being here. I think, well, first I gotta dump the panel. I think there's really only one thing left. So thank you, Morgan. Appreciate
Always
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you, Philly, if you're still there. Thank you, Hazel. Appreciate you. Great questions. I hope I didn't dodge them too much.
Running.
This is me running right now. Thank you, Kat. Thank you all so much. And now, There really is only one thing left. They tell me meaning comes pre-written, etched in stone, immune to time, that truth arrived already whole, and only awaits for me to sign. They call it faith, when call stillness grace, as if the act of looking closer were a flaw we should erase. They hand me stories worn smooth by use, say age alone makes them true, as though repetition grants divinity to anything we never review. They name the gaps with sacred words, spirit, source, design, decree, and ask me not to touch the edges where I don't know still breathes. But I have seen belief grow cruel when doubt is treated as disease, when comfort crowns itself as fact and kneels on honest disbelief. What kind of truth demands surrender, but requires unquestioning minds to keep its throne maintained? I do not mock the need for meaning, nor the fear that haunts the dark. I only question why we trade our sight for someone else's spark, because wonder does not die in doubt. It sharpens, listens, learns to wait. It builds its strength on open ground, not answers sealed by fate. So let that end too soon. I'll walk the longer road of questions beneath an unfinished moon. For there is a virtue left when all assumptions fall apart. It is the courage to keep asking with an undogmatized heart. And if there is a power worth trusting when the answers fail to do, it is the quiet, stubborn honesty of doubt that keeps us true. And on that note, until the next time we meet in darkness and seek wisdom together, I love you all. Take care.